yesterday. You've got the brief. You didn't fill out 6 pages worth of notes, which I'm disappointed in you. That was part and parcel.
Did you even get the notes?
Yeah. I had some technical issues and didn't print
Come
it out.
closer.
Up on the mic.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't print it out. And then I'm like, I'll just do it when I get there.
That's right.
And then we got chatting. So.
Yeah. Look.
I was going to wing it.
Yeah.
Did you read the questions?
Did you do your
that's
homework
good.
as a kid?
Sorry?
Did you do your homework as a kid?
When it was due tomorrow, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You used to do it in recess before the class.
It's nothing like a pending deadline to motivate you.
Yeah. No motivate like a deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I did my uni degree.
Yeah. I'm trying not to do that.
Yeah. No, mate. The general crux of the podcast is all about our in progress moments. So the pivotal moments in our life that have dictated where we are today. I know this sort of came about from our 1%ers that we used to talk about back in the Better Blokes days, and thinking about how a lot of the best conversations that we had were with people afterwards, when we weren't talking necessarily about their 1%ers, but we were just talking about the moments in life that really changed it for them. So with that in mind, what was your first moment in life, or the biggest moment in your life where you've really noticed a big change?
Yeah, man. There's been a few. Usually they're tied in with a career change. So probably if I just explain briefly my career path, and then it will probably make a lot more sense.
Give some context.
Right. So I worked for the old man basically straight out of school. We built motorhomes for 15, 16 years. And then I got the choice to either take over the business or do something else. So I thought, I'll see what else is out there. End up working. Can I drop company names?
Yeah.
You do whatever you want to do.
So,
mate.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I ended up working out at Penguin Composites because I had a good relationship with those guys. Quickly hated it, but...
Is that why you asked if you can name drop business names, or?
Yeah. I think it was just because what I was doing was a bit boring.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh no, I think I could do better than this. So I made it clear to management that I'm had enough. And Piers Finlay was the engineer there at the time. He said, just hold on, hang in there. We've got something for you in the works. Just chill out. So I had to train a bunch of guys, which I quite enjoyed, to replace me. And then they started shifting me into sort of like special projects, and not so much engineering, but like a bit of like making decisions and designs and whatever, and implementing those. And then they thought, hey, there's this uni course coming up, which is tailored for the Northwest Coast. Do you want to do that? And I'm like, yeah, cool, righto. And I think that was the start, that someone sort of saw some potential, and then going to uni, give me the tools to solve problems the way I knew I could, like with technology or design skills or whatever, and a better approach to it. So so that was a 2-year uni degree. Before I'd finished, some stuff went down, and in short, I quit before I finished the degree.
Quit uni or quit the job?
Sorry, quit the job. So the wife was always, she's like, you're burnt out, you're hating your job, you got to pick what you got to do, and I'll support you. Like, right, well, I'm going to take the rest of I'm just going to quit working there, and just finish my degree, and then I'll just wing it from there. Like, and she's like, yeah, cool, we're doing all right financially, just do it. If you need to do it, cool. So I think that was the point. At the same time, I just so happened to be chatting to my current boss, Aaron, who he's got an engineering company, Burnett Consulting. I can say that, right?
Yeah. So if you can say the other one, you can definitely say the one that you're at now. Unless there's any legal reasons why you can't sort of say things, or if you're worried about defamation, or
plug the shit out of it, man. Just go hell for leather.
Well, we don't need any more work.
All five of our listeners will be like, yeah, engineering, let's go.
So I'd known Aaron for 10 years. So he'd help us with the mod plating of the camper vans. That's how I knew him. And I got chatting. I said, hey, look, just just putting it out there, have you got any work for a guy doing a design course? And he went, oh, who you got in mind? I said, me. And he goes, when do you want to start? That was it. That was sort of the moment. So I just said, I just want to work a couple of days a week till I finish my degree, and then we'll take it from there. And he's like, yep, cool. I quickly found my feet, and my ability to problem solve really shone through, and I did really well. And of course, I got snapped up by J-Ben, who I'm still contracted to, working on their sweeper products and on that side of the business. And then they've landed that military contract, which I think you guys would have seen. No?
Oh, yeah, I've sort of heard about it. Sort of around the
the advocate's always behind a paywall though, so I don't pay for that shit.
Yeah, no, neither do I. Yeah.
So basically, they sort of liked what I did, how I went about it, and they went, "Hey, we've got this thing on. We want you to basically be the lead designer for these trailers." And I'm okie dokie. So basically, those trailers look the way they do because of me. So I thought that's pretty cool. Like the first year out of uni, and I'm working on stuff for the army. Like that's pretty rad.
Pretty massive.
But I think it's something that
bit hard to be one of those builders that walks. You know how like if you've got a tradie parent or something, like
built that house,
or I wired that building. But yeah, bit hard to do that with the army, because I'm sure you're not standing in fucking, I don't know, where's at war at the moment, looking at these things going, I've done that.
I thought you were going to say you can't see them because they're camouflaged.
Nah, I should have.
So are they like the Hawkeye trailers or something like
that? No. So they're the drone trailer for a company called In Situ. So they're an American-made, drone capability. And the dumb part about it was they already had a product that worked, but it wasn't compliant for Australian roads, and they wanted to be able to tow it behind a different vehicle, which was much bigger. So basically we just threw the whole thing in the bin and went again, which is pretty cool. And we had to work in a different method of construction than what we were all used to. So that was pretty wild for everyone. So basically these trailers are completely sheet metal, and there's minimal welding in them, which was again like really weird for most of us. But yeah,
so they're just like a big monocoque chassis sort of thing.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Is there photos online that maybe Aaron can stick in post and? So we'll sort it out later.
So, yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, where was the pivotal moment for you? Like, it sounds like in that story there was actually quite a few, but what was the big one? Probably turning down your dad to take on the...
I think it was, yeah.
Because, I mean, it would have been easy to continue doing what you're doing and probably 15 years later still building motorhomes.
Yeah, I think I felt like I'd conquered that challenge. I didn't... And I guess I was looking at these same walls for all this time, and I'm like, no, there's more out there. I can learn more. And some days I'd be just mad with myself. And actually, I think that was the start of like my mental health ups and downs, because of like I just didn't know what I was doing. I sort of felt obligated to keep working for him, which anyone's worked for the parents, or they know exactly how that feels. So yeah, it was just that. All right, I just got to see what's that, experience something else, because I hadn't really worked at many other places before that. So I guess I just needed more stuff on my resume, even if you want to think of it like that, and just do it. See what.
Yeah. Is that something that I know a few people that have been in their current careers for a long time and don't look like they would ever leave?
Ease up.
Is that a piece of advice that you'd give? Like, I mean, I'm a terrible example of that because I've not been at a job for longer than 5 years. Constantly.
5.
Yeah.
3.
Give yourself too much credit.
Yeah, probably 3. 4. 4, I think, was my longest stint. But like all my work is contract work, so like it's pretty self-explanatory. That's just how it rolls. But for those that have been in jobs for a long time, is it something that you'd recommend, I guess, jumping out? Or do you think that there is something to be said for the safety of the same?
I think if you're comfortable and you're cool with what you're doing, or if you're happy being miserable, then stay. But I think if you need that change, or you need, like, if you're just curious about what else is out there, yeah, just do it. But I think that would probably depend on, like, if you got a good relationship with your boss and just go, hey, I'm a bit bored, or I'm sick of this, or whatever, and don't burn your bridge when you go. I think that's probably, a little bit of a peace of mind that you've got that fallback. But, like, also if you're like a single guy, that's hard because you don't have the support of your wife or your partner to pay the bills or whatever if things go pear-shaped for a couple of months. So I think the answer to that is it depends.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to sway
Telling you from doing
Some
something.
bloke walks into his office tomorrow and just folds his job in. He's like,
Keenan told me that I should quit.
I don't want that.
No.
when you spoke about, you mentioned burnout, and we've heard that a lot here. What did it look like for you? Was it personal and work, or was it mostly work?
So at the time when I quit that job, that was everything. So I, for a bit of context, my wife has got a chronic illness, and that's pretty heavy for me at times. So I was working full time, I was studying full time, I was doing long days, and then you got stuff at home, and if the wife's unwell or whatever, that's a lot all at once, and the stepdaughter and all that, and racing around. And I think it's like the time you've got to look after yourself disappears, and we're all good at putting it last, priority list. So I think I was just like, nah, I had enough. And I think the proper moment when I knew I had to do something was I was loading up. I had 2 backpacks and like smoko and lunch and dinner. Putting it all in the car, and I was so anxious, and this is the only time it's ever happened. I actually nearly threw up in the driveway. I was just so like, oh man, I've got like 16 hours a day ahead of me, and I've just got nothing. I just can't do it. And I was like, nah, bugger, I'm not going to work. And I put all my stuff in the door, and I got back in bed, and the wife's like, what's wrong? I said, can't do it. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm taking the day off. And she's like, oh, and I think that was like a point for her also to realise that, oh, he's got so much going on. Like, and I think that was the start of her awareness of, Keenan's keeping this to himself and just trying to fight it out on his own. And it just wasn't healthy for anyone, and of course, like that was just on the back of COVID. So drinking more because I had nothing to do. And I don't think that helped at all because I was over in the mornings, and that's not cool. I think that was the big one, the real big one. And I went to management when I was like, hey, look, this is what's going on. I'm taking the day out. Copped a bit of flack and whatever, but past that. I think. Also at the time, I think I was bluing with the management as well. There was a couple of guys that were giving me a bit of a hard time, and I thought that was a bit shit. So it all adds up, and I think you can only put up with so much. So basically had to pick my battle at that point and go, nah, I'm just going to have to, the uni is my future. This place, might not be. I really need to pick something. To go, get rid of something.
Yeah. What did you study at uni? You've brought that up a few times. Like, tell us a little bit more about that.
So it was a associate degree in equipment design and technology. So it was a tailor-made course that UTAS up here come up with the feedback of, like your Dale Elphinstons and your CEBs, companies like that, and they sort of put together a bit of a package that will help. I think they were trying to get tradies to train up a little bit, which I'd fit that one perfectly. And they were trying to get everyone just a smattering of everything, like, like lean in production, design, quality control, all that kind of stuff. And that all spoke to me really well. So all that put together, I had a pretty wicked toolkit by the end of that 2 years.
And is that where you started making those 3D printed surfboard things that I've seen?
Yes, I actually. Go
into that, because they're very cool.
Right. Actually, there's a little bit more to that story. So if we go back to COVID, so I think it was about 2-3 months into the course when COVID came in. While it sucked as much as it did, it was actually a blessing for me, because the uni guys are go, hey, look, we're going to be doing the rest of the semester from home. Take that 3D printer with you and all the rolls of filament. You've got CAD on your machine with a student license. Go sick, just print stuff, design stuff, and that was like, I'm like, oh, I can do this and do that, and make jiggers for home and whatever. So I was just flat out, because I'm a really creative guy. So I was printing all this cool stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to make surfboards, like ever since I was a kid. I'm like, oh, I could 3D print one. So I'm looking at all the stuff online, and I sort of made one. I'll send it to you. This white one was like a honeycomb.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember seeing. Did you get Redders to surf that?
Yeah, Redders is on video surfing that one.
Yeah.
It was actually Matty Clark who rang me, because I'd put an Instagram post, and he's like, wait, what are you doing? I'm like, what? And he goes, come up to the lake and surf it behind the boat. So we went and did that. And I think it's Matty's fault, to be honest. So that's the before. And then just after that, I was looking for a project for uni to do the bid on. And I managed to convince the lecturers that 3D printing some more surfboards was a good idea. I think I spun it like the production improvement kind of thing. And
less material or stronger or just whatever.
Or just a better, faster way to do it or whatever, and just give them some crap about, this is awesome. And they're just like, oh, yeah, cool, distinction. And that was, and then also, so from that, I printed a few boards and that was cool. And then we sort of realised some of the problems with the 3D printed one. So uni actually had a laser cutter, so I started making internal frames with their laser cutter. So that's where the hollow timber ones come from. Mm-hmm. So they're all like a skeleton inside. And I've actually sold a bunch of those now, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, just as a bit of a side hustle, or?
So basically, so I've actually started my own brand, sort of in its infancy, but now. But,
plug it.
Yeah.
It's KHI Surf Project.
Yep. Yeah, sick.
Instagram. So
wake surfboards, or because that's all I've seen you doing on it.
I do a lot of the ocean boards as well. So, I've done. Can't even remember now. A bunch of the ocean boards. We built one. My boss and I built one for him, just as a bit of a workshop at home.
Yeah.
We'd come around and we'd drink.
Are you talking Minnie Mouse size or like thruster size?
Minnie Mouse, yeah. I think I've done half a dozen Minnie Mouse now. I've actually got a mate of mine who bought one, and he's never used it. He just bought it because he wanted to give me money, I think. He just put it on the wall in the shed.
Yeah.
It's fine, man, like, do whatever. So, but that also got me back into surfing a little bit more, and then it got my wife into surfing, which is great.
Cool.
So she's loving that.
Yeah. It's too cold in Tasmania to surf.
Summertime's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's like? I want to dig into that a little bit because I'm interested in it. But like, with the laser cut timber boards, are they fiberglass outside, timber internals?
Yep. So
yep. What's the main benefit over traditional like foam core boards?
So I spun it on the environmental side of it. So I started looking into, especially the old school polyurethane boards, the emissions that come out of that when they make it's worse than making a laptop or something.
Yeah, right.
And then they're not really, you can't recycle them. They're not, they don't break down. So that was part of like the 3D printed stuff, because I was like, oh, you can theoretically 3D print with recycled bottles or whatever, and of course the uni loves that stuff.
Yeah.
But the timber one was kind of spoke to my experience. So, I'm a woodworker by trade. So, well, let's see, I'll make them out of wood. Oh, there's fiberglass. I used to be a fiberglass, so rightio. And then just sort of, it was...
That reminds me, I think the first time I met you, I think you built a gauge pod for Jono's WRX. Someone's WRX.
That was Kyle's Skyline.
Was it?
Yeah. I remember the Corolla,
Kyle,
the sound system in the back of
Kyle
it.
Thompson.
Oh, it was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was an interesting one because I actually had to do it. I think it was it your Skyline we modelled?
Yeah, was that you modelled off my R33?
Yeah, it was something funny like that. And then
Was it the R34? No, it was the R34 because because I had, so Alex is on next actually.
Yeah,
so
right.
I had his car anyway. Wow.
Yeah. How would you do that now after all your tools in your
I
toolbox?
wouldn't bother.
It wouldn't make him any money.
That was, I would have, if I was going to do it now, I'd, use some 3D scanning and 3D printing and then the moulding process would be different. Like I'd 3D print the moulds.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing that a heap. So like I do a little bit of fiberglassing on the side, and quite often I'm like, oh, I could 3D print that. Just save myself a bunch of time, and I can keep the accuracy. And it's, I don't know, it's just clever.
I think that's what a lot of people fall, like, not to make this a hugely technical podcast, but I think a lot of people fall down with like thinking the 3D printed object is the final product. More often than not, the 3D printed object is a tool to get you to the finished product.
100%.
In progress. Yeah, I scanned a croc last night just for shits and giggles.
I can't wait to see the printed outcome.
What?
I've got a new 3D scanner.
You can just download those.
I know, but I've got a new scanner. I wanted to try it out. So
Have you got a scanner?
yeah, I do.
I've got a job for you.
Cool, righto.
Is it a decent scanner or is
No, it was $250.
Oh.
But
Does it work decently?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So
I mean, like, if it functions,
I was gonna scan the kids' heads and like.
Is it like an AliExpress like jobby or?
Oh, they're all Chinese. Yeah, no, they're all Chinese.
Well, I mean, the Chinese are basically 3D printing AE86s now, aren't they? Like, so they must do something all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my croc was on the floor and I was trying to get my 3D scanner to work, so I scanned the croc. That's all it was. But I was
going
going
to print it out.
No,
Why?
no, because it's a croc. I'll just download
Keychain
a
or
croc.
something.
Actually, good point. Do you want a croc key?
Why
Croc
not?
keychain?
Can we make
No,
it
they're
cool?
like the gibbets. Throw it straight in the bin.
I can. Do you want a gibbet? I'll print a
No,
gibbet.
I fucking do not.
So
You can do a croc gibbet.
Rose,
A little gibbet that is a croc
No.
for your croc.
you could. Actually, do you want
Yeah.
one?
Stop it.
But then
I'll
you can
do it.
go again, so you'd have like
Crocs on crocs.
and a little
Yeah.
one, and a little one,
Crocception.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So Rose has gone super deep into 3D printing. I bought a Bamboo Lab a couple of years ago, and then she's bought another Bamboo Lab. So we've got 2 Bamboo Labs in the house,
Yep.
plus a bloody resin thing and all sorts of shit. So yeah.
We were talking about that in a couple of episodes ago with Taylor. Have you seen Mike Lake in Melbourne that's 3D printed the GD3 RS full body, and he's basically stitch welded it all together and he's putting it on a Porsche Boxster?
No, but
Entire car.
Wow.
And he's also doing an entire F1 car, current model F1 car, 3D printed with, I think he has like a print farm of like 5 or 6 different printers, and he's printing these like
little 250 by 250 by 250 cubes.
yeah, and literally stitch welding them together and building an entire body.
That's cool.
It's fucking wild. It is really cool. And like the semi-final product doesn't look too shit.
Yep.
I'm surprised, back to your point about 3D printed things being,
The tool, not the thing.
I'm surprised that he didn't turn it into a mold and then, make carbon panels or something like that, because he essentially just, he's never going to see this, he essentially just bogged over the top of it and then painted it.
Yeah.
Which I think
Heavy
is
as fuck.
fine, but you would assume it would be super heavy compared to actual aluminium panels that
think though that's the, like I said, part of the progress. So you do that and go, right, I'm happy with that. Then you pull it all to bits and make moulds off it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, I'm
so
surprised he
I
hasn't.
reckon-
He's
I reckon
basically,
I reckon
he's
that'll happen, yeah.
well, it's not because he's got the body fully painted,
Oh, right, okay.
like properly painted.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some
He
weird.
doesn't park it in the sun.
Well, yeah, you'd think it would melt or
PLA,
deform or something, but I'm assuming you would like to hazard a guess that he's like thought of that. But anyway, either way, it's made his YouTube channel like take off this whole concept of 3D printing car. And then there was I seen another dude, Super Speeders Rob. He's been into 3D printing for ages, and he's now doing an Indy car or something like that, fully 3D printed. So. But Super Speeders Rob was the dude that I was talking about that's got right into, he's doing metal 3D printing on intakes and that kind of stuff now, and exhaust manifolds and stuff, and talking about how cheap it is to get it done in China. Anyway.
I was just running through my head whether I should ask the question, what's the sketchiest thing you've printed? But
Yeah. Just be careful though. A bloke in Burn got arrested last
we
week
may
for
have
3D
to-
printing OEB guns.
We can edit it out, but
Definitely not going to print any guns. Sketchiest thing.
I've 3D printed a battery magazine. So you put your AA batteries in a magazine.
Yeah. I have been printing a bunch of like Stanley knife, pocket knife things.
Oh,
Like little flick knife things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
No,
sort of like a
that's
just
illegal,
sort of-
Larry.
Oh, yeah, I swear you can buy. Like I swear I seen them in a market. Like, but they were toys, and the blade was just like a little piece of plastic, but it essentially was a butterfly knife that you played with.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think they're the ones, and you actually do that, and they'll collapse in on themselves.
that's
go,
I
like
have
that.
seen those, but that's not the one that I did see. Was a full on like the two handles and the blade things that you can do, like how they do the tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
Balisong type things, yeah.
I don't know what they're fucking called, but I seen that. I swear it was at a market, but I can't remember which market it was. Anyway, it is irrelevant, but it was definitely 3D printed because it was just like in a little Ziploc baggie. Like,
Sounds dodgy.
Have to say,
yeah, it does sound dodgy. Yeah,
this podcast is probably the most, like, not
Shop
off the
talk.
rails, but yeah, shop talk. It's cool.
yeah, it's fine. This is all in progress, and it's all based on Keenan's life and where he's at. So, you mentioned mental health, and like I'm going to your point, let's rewind it all the way back into where you were. You mentioned the burnout, and I think that's where we sort of digressed a little bit. How, aside from quitting your job, did you get yourself out of that sort of situation? Because from what we've heard, it can take some time, but also there's often other things that people have done to help support them through that process.
I think going through the steps that they recommend. Like, so I went to the GP, said, "What's up?" Of course, around here you can't get into a psychologist anytime soon. So I just went, "Oh well, I'm gonna have to figure it out myself," which I'm good at. I had a few mates. They knew what was up. They rang me. I just told them how I'm feeling, and they go, "Oh, yeah, I'm here for you, man." And that was enough. Like just knowing that someone was, "Hey, anytime you want to talk," like that really helps. You don't even have to talk to them. Just to know that's there. My wife, she was probably the most supportive because she had to put up with me. So
Don't they all?
got to fix it. Yeah, got to fix it. So she understood, and that was a huge help. I took more time for walking the dog, like made that a thing every day if I could help it, and then just making sure that I did stuff that I enjoyed. So always took time out to, I know that'll do for today. I'll do something for me, or, chill out and play some video games or whatever, or draw something or whatever. And being conscious of what you're eating and going, oh, hang on, what you're drinking. So I think it didn't happen straight away, but it was definitely like a conscious effort to go, oh, hang on a minute, like what have I got that I can, how can I solve this problem basically? And knew what I had to do and I did it, which I think, I'm sure a lot of people don't do that. Like they'll just keep battling along and hate life and
Yeah.
they don't stop and go, hey, whoa, like, what am I doing here? And I think now I'm better at going, just taking that second and going, oh, hang on, what am I doing? Is this right for me? Is this right for everyone else? Am I going to do this next year or 5 years? Or I think just take that second.
I think that's a really valuable point, and it actually came up a little bit in our last episode with Kyle. The value of reflection and self-reflection, and sort of that sort of internalizing and just taking that time to think, like, where am I today? Where am I this week? Where am I this month? Like, it's not something that I think we often just get so stuck in the daily grind of, wake up, eat, go to work, come home, blah, 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 rinse, repeat, that we often forget, like, what we need to do to reflect. And I think that reflection process is really important. And I think that's why we were talking about in that last episode, why so many people get so much out of journaling. Yes. Like, just that act of writing down your day's thoughts, even if it's for no fucking purpose other than just getting it out of your head, is really valuable. I've sort of done that myself, not to the point of every day I get up and write a journal or I go to bed and write a journal. It's just from an ADD brain kind of person, if I'm struggling to sleep at night, it's just knowing that, my head's racing, like I'm like that fox in a field full of rabbits kind of thing. Like, it's open the notes app, write down everything that I've got to do tomorrow, everything that's actually going on in my head. And then it's literally as soon as I put the phone back down, I'm asleep, because you allow your mind to just chill out and do nothing because you've sort of put it away.
Yeah, I was actually reminding me of a guy I went to school with, and when he started going to uni, he was saying, because he was a super creative guy as well, and he said he always had a notepad and a pen on his bedside table, and he'd get up in the middle of the night and he'd have this, I don't know, he'd had a dream or had this idea, and he'd sketch it down or write it down and then go, cool. And then he'd put it down and it's out of his head. So I think, like, with the effect of doing your journaling, just writing that note or that little sketch or whatever, especially like at the end of the day at work, instead of going, I've got to remember to do this tomorrow, and there was this thing hanging around, just like finish the day off and leave it there on your desk. It's going to be there tomorrow. Like,
I think we give
take it home with you.
Yeah, I think we give our brains a little bit too much credit too. Like, I think we often try to rely on our brains to just remember and just be the be all and end all of everything. But I think we need to give ourselves a little bit of a break sometimes and just jot some things down.
Yeah.
As you said. Yeah.
Do you think some of us need that? This isn't directly related to what you just said, but I agree. We definitely. I'm like, I'll fucking remember that. I'll go to the supermarket with 20 things I've got to buy. No list, and I'll be like, easy. And get there and I'll walk out with nothing.
I've done that.
No, nothing.
Yeah. No.
Do you think a lot of us need that fucking pop, the bubble to burst and go, I'm fucking cooked. I'm just done.
I just keep
like
putting up
that
with
morning you went to the car and you were like, I'm fucking done. You probably knew about that leading up to it. You're like, geez, I'm getting pretty tired and sort of done nothing about it. But you're like, I've just got to keep going. I've got to keep going. I've got to keep going. Bang, done.
Yep. And I think,
is there something we can do in the lead up? If you'd done a bit of journaling and a bit of reflection beforehand, would that have helped? Or would it have just prolonged the inevitable?
I think prior to that, I was always like during my apprenticeship, I worked 2 jobs because that's what we did because we weren't paid much. But I always just worked and worked and worked, and I think I just wasn't aware. And I think until you have that pop, as you put it, you just think this is how it is.
It is your normal.
It's your normal, and then you just go, hang on a minute, like,
isn't that fucking normal?
that's normal. That's shit. You know.
She isn't filling my cups. I need filled.
Yeah. So now I'm way more aware of what's up, and I'm just getting better at it too. Like, for the first time in my life, I'm medicated for anxiety. Like, so I've been doing that for 6 months, I think that's helped a lot because before I'd react and I'd get shitty and I'd want to break my monitor and, and I'd be snappy at people and the wife and, and it wasn't helping anyone. So I've just gone to go to your GP and go, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Oh, you've got anxiety or you've got depression or whatever. And give it a go. And start monitoring. I don't overdo it, but like just go, hang on, what's that thought? So I've been going to therapy as well, and this lady's helped heaps. Just pretty low key. She's like, oh, when you feel like this, try this. Okay, so I give it a go, and do the breathing and all that stuff.
That was actually going to be my next question. Like, did you end up we all know like the wait list to getting into any clinical like support at the moment is pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask, was it something that you continued to do? So it's good that you did.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've got a lot out of it. But like,
so I didn't actually start seeing. So back when I had that big pop, I saw a psychologist once, and by then I was like, I was good. Like that was months after, and I was back to cruising. I said, oh, hey, we're just going to have a chat for an hour, mate. And he's like, okay. Talking to this lady now, she's not a psychologist. She used to be a trauma therapist for the police force or something. So she deals with all of that. And I just said, it was just someone to talk to really and just say, hey, this is what's going on. She's going, okay, right, we'll try this, try that. And then next month I'd go back and I'd go, oh, I got real wound up about this. But other than that, everything's been going good. So we work on that. And she gave me a few more tools to deal with it next time. And I think it's just got me more aware of what's going on in my head. And then not just focusing on me. Like if someone else is having tough time at home as well, whatever, that's gonna show up on them. So like don't be too hard on them as well. Like, to sort of give them a bit of slack and go, oh, okay, well, what can I do to help you? I think it just makes everything hunky-dory.
As someone that's a problem solver like yourself, did you find receiving the tools from these people to be really useful? Like,
yes,
yeah,
100%. Yeah, as small as it might be, it all helps, and I think you can build on it as well. Like, sure, they might give you, oh, try this, but you might go, oh, that doesn't quite work for me, but I'll like take a snippet out of that one, and you had something on Facebook that resonated with you, so you sort of mash the two together.
Make your own tool up.
Yeah. 3D print your own tools.
Yeah. Good segue back to 3D printing.
He wants out of the deep combo.
I did want to. The last bit that I wanted to bring up on that mental health part was, you obviously mentioned that you had that bit of a break, and that was sort of the catalyst for moving on from one business and moving on to the next. Was it something that you broached with your new boss when you went in, like, and sort of said to him, like, hey, this is sort of where I'm at? Or have you had that conversation, or is this going to be a first when he watches it on here?
I'm pretty sure he won't watch it, but
go for your life then. I might have to tag him in it.
He's too busy for that. I hope he does watch it. I've always been honest with him because we're the same age and we've got stuff going on, so we've always been really honest with each other. And I just said, hey, look, I've spat the goo over here. I want to do this. I said, I want to learn. It's going to be my first year out of uni. I want to learn stuff. And he's like, yep, we can do that. And then he was also always transparent. He said, look, if anything's going on, just let me know and we'll work around it. So, there's a policy in our employee, what are you going to call it? You can take a mental health day, unexplained whenever you need it. I haven't really needed to do it, but he's always like, last year I was struggling with some other shit because we got screwed when we were building. And I was a bit of a wreck, and he was actually making a point of catching up with me every week or couple of weeks, and just to sit down and go, oh, this is how I'm feeling, and he'd sort of like see what he needed to do. So like, did I need to work from home or less workload, or so? He's always been really great in that regard. Burns himself out. He doesn't like that.
Hopefully, he listens to this podcast then, and then maybe learns a thing or two.
I think his turning moments happened actually.
Yeah.
And I've noticed he's like not working on weekend, and he's like leaving the laptop in the office and chilling out with his family a bit more. So that's good. I've only been saying to him, hey mate, you got to stop. Like,
yeah,
you will overdo it. So yeah, don't let it blow over or blow up. Like, catch it before it happens, you know.
Definitely. So you mentioned we've spoken a lot about work and a lot about obviously 3D printing, but has there been any other big pivotal moments in your life outside of work that have, upon like sort of reflecting and thinking back on it, like big moments in your life that have really sort of shifted sort of where you are one way or another?
Yeah, I think the wife I've got now, being with her has changed outlook on life and all that, but the support that she's given me to take the risks, or just to believe in me, which I not necessarily had in previous relationships. So I think the 11 plus years that we've been together, that's really helped give me confidence or whatever to be better or to do better. And so she's got her own health problems, as I've talked about. She's got her own mental health problems. She's actually on workers' comp at the moment for that. So being with hers, it really has changed my life. Outside of work, that's definitely been the turning point. That support. I guess if you haven't got that in a relationship, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
When you find your person, you're good. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And have there been any moments in your life where you've sort of surprised yourself?
Yeah, I think getting through that uni degree, I was actually surprised I made it to the end. I also made the honour roll, which was pretty sick. I do think the teachers were gardening my scores.
Big shoulder colour surfboards.
Yeah, I think that was it. Or even just like making the transitions that I did through the career. I thought, it was scary. This change was scary, but I did it, and I rocked up and did all right, and went, oh, cool. And I think it makes it easier the next time. So if anyone who's changed a bunch of jobs, it gets easier every time. Whereas you worked in the same place for 15 years, and then you go to a new job, it's all like pretty scary stuff. Yeah. You don't know what people are going to be like, or because it was only me, Dad, and another guy. So like I was pretty like just in this little bubble. So going out to a big company, that was a real you've got to behave differently, or you've got to communicate differently or better, or or you've got to train people, which is fun. Quite enjoy that.
Is that something in your future with Burnett Consulting where you're at now?
Yeah, he's been tempted to put another guy on. We had a grad student over the summer. He was in his last year of his degree. And we see a bit of potential in him. So Aaron's fully aware that I can train someone. So I think as any new guys that we get, basically I'll give him the crash course But basically, he wants me to download my brain into other people so he can capitalize on that.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, he's
two
not in
kids.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not in business to not make money. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you think that before you came on today that you really wanted to talk about with people?
So I actually watched the episodes where the guys started with that 1% thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was what I had to come up with. So I've been thinking about that for 2 days. But
Should have read the briefing notes.
yeah,
Do your homework.
yeah. Sorry about that. I think stick to your strengths, like know what they are, and use them to cover off your weaknesses. And I think the explanation for that is if you know you can do this thing, but you know you can't quite get this thing, can you get around that with what you know? I think that's really, really powerful for someone. I think, and also having the confidence to know, I think I can make this work, and just give it a crack, really.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I think that's enough of a chat. I don't want we shouldn't start the 3D printing thing again because we'll be here
Do it
for
next
another
time.
hour.
Go.
Yeah,
We're going.
next time.
He's like,
Yeah,
sign me
not
up.
sure if you're part of the beer brewing club, or obviously not, but yeah, we're not drinking at the moment, but yeah, we might have to get you back on again in the future. But
for real.
anyway, thanks, man. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much for being
Cheers,
on.
Keenan. Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Take care.